Yo, what's going on today? Took one solid winner today, and we got 4R on this trade. Trade setup was a 3 hour supply that we had tapped earlier in pre-market. We came up during the day and we traded more than halfway through, showed buying in this supply zone, invalidating that sellers are no longer present in that zone. Once I saw a retracement, I went long with the order flow and I took my profits almost an hour later. It was the longest trade I've ever recorded on this channel and it took forever, but it was a really solid trade. All right, this time I'm gonna go over the order flow first before I show you this live trade. Just really quickly to show my biggest factor for entering these trades is the order flow. It's the heat map. If you look over here, we have a large bid that I've circled after a period of small consolidation. We have a large bid, and then we had a really aggressive rally. This is inside that 3 hour supply. So this is invalidating that supply. It's showing that sellers are not present in that area. If we had a large bid and we rejected, that could be passive sellers, but clearly we have strong active buyers placing market orders inside the supply, bringing price higher, showing invalidation of sellers in the supply. Anyways, we traded up and came back down into that initial buyer right here that started that move up. We had a large seller that ended up getting trapped. He didn't get any follow through. He popped down and we went against his position. And then we came down again and I saw a higher low be placed right here with a bid. And as soon as this bid stepped in, I went long here with this orange line and I placed my stop loss below this bid and below this seller, aggressive seller, to invalidate this trade. And it worked out for the rest of the trade, for the rest of the day. We rallied up. It was just a really slow grind, but it was a great entry and a great, very clear setup on Bookmap. So we're currently in this 3 hour supply zone. We had that large rally. This is where that initial bid is. And we had a large rally, a really fast, aggressive rally inside that supply, invalidating that sellers are present. And as you can see over here, my finger is on the trigger, just waiting for some more confirmation to go long. There, I saw that higher low be put in, and that was that was enough confirmation on top of everything to go long. And my stop loss was placed under that bid and under that large seller that was trapped. So I'm just gonna speed up this trade because it was a 48-minute trade. It just slowly grinded. As you can see, I was pretty scared here. It just didn't look good, but buyers ended up defending that price and we put in another higher low. All right, at this point, a low was formed and the trade looked very strong. Here, I moved my stop loss to break even. I was up over a 2R on the trade, and if it went against me, my thesis would be incorrect at that point and I would look for a better entry. Here I am waiting for a break of that high day over here to the left. We're still in that 3 hour supply and we popped above that high day. I was hoping for a really aggressive move, but clearly it got faded and buyers got trapped for a little bit over there. Quickly though, we rebounded and continued higher above that high day. Super solid push here, up probably a 5-to-1 R on this trade at this point, and super close to my TP, which just marked the low from a prior day. So we ended up fading that move, and here I was a little bit upset. I was like, man, I hit a 5R on this trade and didn't take any profit. I wouldn't say this is the best trade management. I should have taken some profit before this point, because if this trade hit break even, which thank God it didn't, that would be a really big issue. And you shouldn't let a trade that you won 5R on get break even. That should be a winning trade. The market ended up rebounding and I really thought we were going to hit my TP here. So close. We just needed one big push into 5284 for me to get all 6 contracts off of this trade. Man, after looking so bullish, we rejected again, put a lower high in. So I was kind of nervous again. And yeah, kind of disappointed in myself with the trade management on this trade. You can't tell because we're in 10x speed, but at this point, volume had already died out. Here, I took 4 contracts off. We put in another lower high. And yeah, I just did not want to make this trade a loser or break even after being up so high. So I took those 4 contracts off, 60% of my position off at around probably 3R. Yeah, at this point you can tell volume had kind of died out, but here it came back in, and we were starting to make another high at this point, and I was really positive on my exit at this point. I was holding on to 2 contracts here, and I kept my TP at 5284, which was probably, I don't know, 6R for the last 2 contracts. Bam, got filled on my last 2 contracts here for 563 on the day, ending that trade 4R. Beautiful trade, just took forever, was super boring. Now that you can see the normal time, you can see how slow this trade was and how long it took. All right, here is my entry long in supply, and as you can see, we just continued to rally over and over. This was my first exit at around 3R, and this was my second exit at around 6R. And as you can see, if I just kept my original target for the whole position, would have worked, it would have hit. I think this lower high kind of scared me out of the position, at least the 60% that I wanted to lock in. So really solid trade. Hope you guys traded well this week so far, and thanks for making it to the end of this video. Subscribe and like if you want to see some more live trades from me, and stay tuned for some more content. Peace.